Will. Hello, Will. Can you hear me? Hello, Will. Going. What's up, ladies and gents? How you doing? We are live. What's going on? Welcome to the wonderful world of technical difficulties when it comes to doing your own video podcast. Welcome to Coffee with Colin. This is season 6, episode 2. And so that I don't look like a complete gigolo here, I'm going to just button my button up here. What's going on? It's been a while. Missed you guys. We got Jessica here. We got Bridget. Who is Will? Will? Oh, you're going to meet Will. Wait till you meet Will. Mama, Bridget, Jessica, Kathleen, Sherry, Jackie. What's going on, everyone? Thankfully, we are up and running here after a couple of seconds of technical difficulties, but great to see you guys all here. It is awesome to be back. If you guys have your coffee, whether it's decaf or your adult beverages, feel free to hang out and sit back and relax. Over this next hour, we are going to have some inspiring conversations with some Inspire graduates. And I'm excited to have these amazing, beautiful people on the show tonight because they have been doing incredible, awesome things. And this is what I love to do. As much as I am passionate about acting and being on stage and telling great stories, I'm also passionate in helping people pursue and fulfill on their dreams and what they love to do and what their goals are. And over the next hour, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the people who have gone through Inspire, who have taken my 6-week goal setting course. And it's going to be starting again next Wednesday, July 26th. And this is an amazing opportunity for anyone out there who is passionate about something, who's been thinking about doing something for a while. Maybe you're feeling like you have no idea how to start. Maybe you are starting to toy with the idea that you're like ready to finally put your greatness out there into the world, whether that is starting your own business or writing your own book, or whether that's to get into a relationship or to get out of a relationship that's not serving you. This 6-week Inspire course is all about tapping into the things that you are most passionate about. And this is based on my book, Agile Artist, that I wrote about 5 years ago. Gosh, can't even believe 4 years ago. Can't believe it's been that long. And I'm actually in the process of starting to put the outline together for my next book. And through Inspire, what we are going to do is we put together the framework for a project that you actually want to accomplish, that maybe you've been procrastinating on, maybe something that you have had this idea to do, but maybe you are stuck in some form or fashion, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. And through my journey of becoming an actor, I had to get in touch and get authentic and get real with myself about the limiting beliefs and my belief systems in general with regards to how I looked at the world, how I looked at myself, how I looked at other people. And through this journey of self-exploration, not only did I start to become more confident being in front of people, because growing up, I was always nervous about just being in front of people and public speaking and just get so nervous where it was hard to even breathe. To think that I'm now doing movies and TV shows in front of millions of people is not something that I ever thought was going to be something that I would want to do, because I was always just terrified of just sharing with people who I really was. To be vulnerable with people can be very scary. And on the right-hand side of the screen here, we have some comments that if you guys have any questions about any of what we're going to be talking about tonight, if you have any comments, any questions about this stuff, we'd love for you to type in there, and we will try to get to as many questions and comments about this stuff. But if anything resonates with you, if anything that I say or any of my guests say tonight speaks to you on that deep level of making sense, and if it resonates with you on that deepest level of who you are, would love to hear your comments and hear maybe something that is related to what we're talking about, because in Inspire, this is what we do. We share what it is that we are dealing with, whatever it is that we are excited about, whatever we are passionate about. But we also talk about the things in life that are holding us back. We talk about the things that these limiting mindset beliefs that we picked up from when we were younger. And these are the things that we just subconsciously hold on to. And we don't even realize it, but our subconscious is incredibly powerful. And after working with some life coaches, acting teachers, therapists, personal and professional development experts, I started to learn more about myself. And the reason why I was getting nervous in auditions, and this is the main reason why most people get nervous when they get up in front of people to speak, or even just to come on Zoom or Facebook to just show their face or take a picture, let alone doing video. The reason is because we don't have a strong and confident connection to who we really are on a deep level, and having a deep spiritual connection and a deep connection in general to who we are spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And in Inspire, we take this 6-week hero's journey. And this is a brand new version of Inspire, where we're going on this hero's journey of learning about ourselves through the journey. The only way you're going to learn about who you really are is if you embark out into the world and seek whatever it is that you are passionate about. In that process of going after what you care about, what you are passionate about, you are going to learn things about yourself. You're going to learn things about other people. And sometimes it's not always things that we want to know or accept, but this is where the rubber meets the road. The more that you can start accepting every part of who you are, not just the good parts, but also the parts that we think are ugly and maybe damaged or not beautiful, the more that we can accept these parts of who we are, it gives us total freedom. It gives us freedom to be able to show up confidently. It gives us freedom to screw up. It gives us freedom to go out there into the world, in the world of romance and dating and relationships, because some of us have gotten hurting in the past in relationships. And it can be tough to get back out there once you've had your heart broken. Been there several times. And Sherry Ann Calacarin, hopefully I'm saying your name right, says, I thought I wasn't enough. And I'll tell you what, one thing I learned from my acting class is that when I first jumped into my acting class, I always figured I wasn't good enough because I didn't have a degree from Juilliard. I didn't grow up acting. I did maybe a couple of kid plays growing up, mainly because my sister was into acting and I just kind of tagged along with her to auditions. But acting was not something that I was passionate about or something that I felt comfortable doing because it meant people were watching. And when we think people are watching, we think that we're being judged. And then it brings up all these insecurities about, well, what if they find out who I really am? And that's what I thought when I was in these acting classes, where I figured, well, I haven't studied acting like a lot of these other people. But as soon as I got to know more of these people in my acting classes and got to know them for who they really were, about what it was that they were pursuing, why they were acting, I promise you, and you will find this out. And I know a lot of you already know this, is that most everyone has these feelings of not being good enough. And if the whole world has these feelings of not being good enough, this provides an opportunity for us to all just be like, all right, it's okay that we don't have it all figured out. No one has it all figured out because the world keeps changing. And just when you figure something out, for me, like as soon as I started figuring out Facebook, they changed the damn thing. And I get frustrated because every time I go on there to try to do any sort of post or whatever, I'm like, okay, where's this button? Where this new button came up? And now they've got all these different platforms. Now they got threads. And I mean, you're expected to keep up with all this technology, and the world can just like fly by you before you even know it. So here's the thing. No one can possibly know everything. So that's why it's important to surround yourself with a community of people who are passionate about whatever it is that they're passionate about. And then that way, when you come together into a mastermind like Inspire, we can lean on each other for whenever it is that we are feeling like we need a little motivation, some support, some encouragement. And one of the best things you can do to get over your fear of public speaking or your fear of being on camera or fear of just sharing with the world who you really are is to share advice with someone else who may be going through an experience that you've already been through. And when you can share some insight about what that experience has been like for you, something opens up where subconsciously you start to realize that you have something to offer. And I'm seeing a disturbing trend out in the world these days in that because, with social media, we're seeing everything that is great about people's lives, and it's creating this unrealistic expectation about who we should be, or why aren't we having as much fun as everyone else on Instagram? And it's important to recognize that there are great things about life, and those are just snapshots of some of the great things out there in life. What is also great is having a place where you can come and connect authentically and just show up. And in Inspire, we do 6 virtual Zoom calls where we all jump on, and you get to show up exactly how you are, whether you are down, whether you are up, whether you are sideways, whether you are upside down. And when you are able to be a part of something where you are accepted for exactly who you are, without feeling like you have to hide, without feeling like you've got to be clever or be smart, you open yourself up to what I like to call divine inspiration, divine connection. We connect to the spiritual, divine parts of who we are and other people. And when you can play in this world, life becomes a lot more enjoyable because you're not so concerned about what the material things are that are out there in the world. And there's great things out there in the world for us to enjoy. Great food, nice houses, nice cars. But when that is the only thing or the priority in your life about how much money you have, what kind of car you drive, where you spent your last vacation, it can create this unrealistic, unsustainable idea of what your life should be about. And I think we all recognize from our life experience, the best things in life are those things that are magic, that you can't really put a price tag on them. Whenever I'm making movies and I'm shooting scenes, and we've done all this work to memorize the lines, and we've done all the rehearsals, and you get up on set and you feel like it's just not working, and it's usually because we have an idea of how we think it should be. And some of the best directors that I've worked with have just come up onto set and have just reminded us to just be in the moment, to be present, to just look around and take everything that the environment is feeding you and learn to transform it and alchemize it into connecting with that other person and seeing what comes up. When you can co-create with someone and have no expectation or no attachment to the outcome, it creates a lot of freedom to be able to just tap into whatever it is you are naturally drawn to. But again, it requires us to be focused and diligent about the things that intuitively on a spiritual level we care about. And then it also requires some diligence to be aware of whenever it is that we are holding on to these unrealistic expectations. Bridget McCann, does this make sense? I hope it does. And if not, maybe you can rewatch this and I will rewatch it and see if it makes any sense myself. Whoever's out there listening, if it makes sense, hopefully it does, give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, I'm just going to stop talking and I'm going to bring my guests on. But I'm going to do that anyway because I'm excited to chat with the lovely folks who I'm going to be bringing on here to chat a little bit about Inspire, the course, what they've gotten out of it, and what they see for themselves. And hopefully in that process, you'll be able to see what's possible for you, because at the very end, I am going to be making an invitation for you to jump in and join us on this next Inspire course that starts next Wednesday, July 26th. It's going to be on Wednesday evenings from 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And it's going to go for 2 hours on these 6 virtual Zoom calls. And people from all over the world have been a part of this over the past 3 years. And because it's going to be in the evening times on Wednesday nights now, unfortunately, our European friends may not be able to join this time. But don't let that stop you. I'm going to be doing this again and again and again. So if you can't join this one, then by all means, look out for the next one. But for this iteration of Inspire, because it's the summertime and I want to make sure that everyone has their weekends free, this is going to be a great way to spend your Wednesday evenings, hump day, connecting and getting focused on what you are passionate about, identifying some of the roadblocks that might stand in the way of you going after what it is that you care about, and then also surrounding yourself with an amazing community of people to support you on that journey to accomplishing whatever it is that you are desiring to. So without further ado, ladies and gents, we're going to bring all of my lovely Inspire grads up to the screen now, starting with Miss Krista Cody. How you doing, Krista?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Excellent. I love your t-shirt, your Smirk shirt. I see you have.
I also have my coffee with Colin cup.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
All right. So we're going to now bring up Erin Roscoe. How you doing, Erin?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. I'm glad to have you guys on here tonight. I'm
so
excited.
Happy to be here. Cheers to you, Colin.
I'm excited to talk about your book.
Oh, me too. Thank you.
And we're going to bring up Tanya. And Tanya, how you doing, my dear?
Good. How are you?
Excellent.
Good.
You're looking ravishing as always.
Thank you. Feeling good.
Glad to have you here, and I can't wait to hear what you've been up to and what you would like to share about your experience being in Inspire.
Of course.
And next, we're going to bring up Cheyenne.
Lindemuth. Hi there. How are you?
Excellent. Good to see you, Cheyenne.
It's good to see you too.
And then last but not least, we're going to add Mr. Will Wagner. Are you there, Will? Can you hear me? Hopefully you can.
I can hear you.
All right. And we can hear you. Excellent. All right, guys. Well, I'm so excited to have you guys on here. You 5. I just wanted to have you guys on here to chat a little bit about your experience having gone through Inspire. A few of you have taken Inspire a few different times, and would love for us to just essentially almost have like the kinds of conversations that we have during Inspire, where we just chime in. We do a little bit of asking and doing a little check-in, and we do that check-in mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. And then what we do is throughout the week, we do writing exercises. We've got a coaching call session where Will and another one of our Inspire grads, Elizabeth, meets with the participants to go over the worksheets. But I'd like to just hear a little bit about from each one of you, what your experience was like with Inspire, what you've gotten out of it, and what do you see for yourself in the future after getting a deeper connection with you, who you are on that level of recognizing that it's okay to be not perfect. So I'd like to start out with Erin, because Erin, I would love to chat with you about your book that you wrote, right?
Awesome.
Fiona's Flip-Flops. And this, ladies and gentlemen, you can actually purchase this book on Amazon currently. So, Erin, what was your idea for the book, and how would you say Inspire helped you actually take this idea and turn it into an actual physical dream come true?
Yes, and it was, Colin, totally a dream come true. This all started for me. I was a teacher for many years ago, reading specialist. And after leaving that career for a while, I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. But while I was teaching, in between my students, when I would pull them out of their classroom and bring them and work on reading, in my spare time that I had, which was not much, I would bring out a little journal. And I had this story in my head that my dad told me growing up in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. And it just stuck with me, and I had to get it out on paper. So I wrote the whole story in a matter of a week, in between my students coming in and out of my classroom. I tucked my journal in my desk and then bring it back out. And that's when I created the story. Well, I took the story at that time and did nothing with it. It sat on my shelf for a very long time. I did get motivated one weekend. This is when all publishing companies were in these huge books, and I went to the library and I found one, and I thought, okay, I'm going to send my manuscript to some publishers in New York City. Well, I did. I picked like the top 3, the Scholastic and Random House and all these, and I sent a handful out. And in a matter of a month or two, all were rejected. And I felt deflated, and nobody kind of gave any kind of feedback on where to go with this, or is this going to be something great? So again, I stuck it on the shelf. And then I came along to your Inspire a class that I had learned from some others and online. And through your Inspire class, sparked that magic and creativity back in my head, made me go to that shelf, pull out my story that was still written in the journal that I had from my classroom, the original copy of it. And Inspire brought out the whole idea again of, what, I can make this a book. Mm-hmm. And I will make this a book. And with your help, Colin, with your publishing company, at the time we created Fiona's Flip Flops to be real and in book form. And I can't thank you enough, because this story is so special to me and to my family. And I'm just so happy that it's in form, and that I can, that it can be shared with children, from kindergarten all the way to 5th grade. And it's a great nighttime read with parents reading to their children at night. It's magical and adventurous, and it really sparks the whole creative outlet and gets kids thinking in this magical journey. And that was all of my hopes that I poured into this, that I wanted it to be.
Yep.
So I'm just thrilled, and I can't thank you and Inspire enough for igniting that spark that we all have within us. Whatever your passion may be, Inspire got that ignited, got it going for me, and my dream came true.
Awesome. That's so cool. And since the book has come out, have you had any opportunities to do any other interviews or book readings to kids or anything, or have any other experiences come out of it?
Yes. I have in the fall, I'm going to read it at a local bookstore. They do readings for children on Friday evenings, and I'm going to host a reading there. And I'm also going to read at a couple elementary schools around the area. And also in my neighborhood, at our community center in our neighborhood, I'm going to do a reading as well. So yes, I've got things lined up to get it out there. So
awesome.
It's so exciting.
Yeah. Awesome. And so you've got kids of your own,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
So were they like, what was their experience or their reaction after you actually said you were going to write this book when it actually came out? Because sometimes we say things and people are like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. All right. Good luck with that. And then when it actually comes out, people are like, wait, you actually did that? Wow.
Right.
And then they take you more seriously. Like, wait, so how did you do that? Like what?
Right. Exactly. Right on. So my kids are 12 and 15, and both of them were shocked because I have been a stay-at-home mom for many years. And, they're like, they saw a whole different side of me. And both of my kiddos took the book. They asked me to read it to them because with them, I always read them stories before bed. And the next morning, after reading the stories to them, they each put this book on their bookshelf, but not like inward where you can't see it. They displayed it like a picture hanging on a wall. They put it like up front and center in front of all their books.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, so my heart melted when I walked into their rooms the next morning, and it was really touching to me, my heart, and I just could see their enthusiasm and see Mom in a whole new light. They can see me in a different light, and they're supportive and very happy for me, and they tell all their friends about it. They tell their friends' moms and parents about it, so that it helps spread the word, and they're good with social media. So they're like, oh, we can help you, Mom. We're going to get this on, TikTok and all this, and we're going to help you. Mm-hmm. So we haven't crossed that bridge yet, but, yes, it's very heartwarming.
Awesome. Well, it was a great experience to do that with you, because essentially by you bringing up this idea and voicing what it is that you were wanting to do, what you were passionate about doing, you provided an opportunity for me then to support you in that and creating the Agile Artist Media Company. So now anyone else, whoever is interested in writing your book, so anyone out there who's interested in writing a book, you can email us at info@colinegglesfield.com, and you can be like Erin and have your book published on Amazon, and
absolutely
have access to some of these other opportunities, like reading at a bookstore, and
yes, also an audio. You can do an audio version as well.
There you go. Exactly.
Yep. Yes.
And doing things like this, Erin, before you did this, did you have any doubts or limiting beliefs about actually pulling this off?
Oh, absolutely. And one of my and I guess it was a fear, the rejection from these top publishers, and thinking, okay, no one liked this. Why should I even try this again? But it's in that fear and in that moment of, again, through your Inspire course, igniting that spark, that the fear subsides and you don't even think about it. You're so focused on the passion of it and believing in it so much and being committed. And with the support system, you're speaking your dream to everyone. And that by doing that in front of the Inspire group of community of people with like-mindedness and, just amazing people, that, it really drives the whole, there's no fear. It drives it to, this is going to become a reality.
Yep.
And it will. And it does.
Yeah. What I love about Inspire is that we identify something that we are passionate about, and then we create a belief system about it where it is inevitable that it is going to happen. And we talk about structural integrity and whatever it is that you have as your Act 3 in Inspire. So I create the whole Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 as if we are writing our new life script for ourselves, because we all tell ourselves a story, and a lot of the times we don't even know what that story is that's repeating in our heads. And what we do is we shine a light in Inspire on what that story is. And if it's not serving you with where you're at or where you want to go, what I realized, and what I was taught by some of my coaches and programs and courses that I've taken, is that it literally is as if you are to just rewrite that story for yourself and start putting in the structure, implement the structural integrity in order to put the steps together for that to happen. And then you throw your passion onto it, which is gasoline on the fire, and boom, amazing things can happen.
Absolutely. Hit the nail on the head. Yes.
Awesome. And now, in addition to writing your book, you are now also a real estate agent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is a whole new career for me. So I'll be starting that process, interviewing, and I can't wait to see where that takes me. That's again through Inspire. It's that fuel and all these passions you have. And again, to me, it's just more dreams coming true.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we can't wait until we see what else is in your future. And thank you so much for being here, Erin, to share about your book and what you've been up to and what you've gotten out of Inspire.
Of course. Thank you, Colin. And thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome to stick around if you'd like.
Yes,
And,
I'd love to.
Okay, awesome. Next, I would love to have a little chat with Tanya. How you doing, Tanya?
Good. How are you?
Amazing. I appreciate you guys being here. And Tanya, where are you from again?
I'm from Connecticut.
Okay. And
Very far away.
Not too far away. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what made you want to jump into the Inspire course?
I was, at the time I was about like on the verge of, getting closer to turning 50, which is like a huge deal for me. My kids are getting older. My daughter, she started her first year in college and my son's 15. So I kind of went into panic mode that he's going to be leaving in 3 years and it's just going to be me. And what the heck am I going to do? Because all I know to be is a mom. And that's all I've ever known. So I kind of I was just panicking. What do I do? What's out there for me? So I took your webinar on Inspire and it kind of gave me a little jolt. Well, okay, maybe, this could help me with some direction in my life or, give me some purpose other than just being a mom, which I love, by the way. But I know, my kids are going to go off and have their own life and, I need something for myself. So I took your Inspire course and it started out that way, but then it kind of took a different direction. So when you said, act 1, act 2, and act 3, as I was going through them, when I was at the end of it and we had that Academy Award presentation, it took a different direction, which was amazing because I realized during the course of that I think I lost my purpose because I lost my self-worth. So during that, I found out that I lost who I was. I had no self-worth. I didn't believe in myself. And it was through you, through Inspire, and through the community that you built, because even after you get off the calls, it never ends. So I gained some of the best friendships like in the world through Inspire. And they're on here today. So, Will, he kind of helped me, see that I'm worth more than what I was. And, you made me see that, everything that I want is out there. I just have to get it. Like the universe provides what you want. You just have to look for it. So I can't even begin to tell you or everyone what Inspire did for me because it did so much more than I ever thought it could. I'm more confident. I'm happier. I mean, I got laid off a couple months ago after 14 years, and I'm still happy as a clam right now. When really the person before me would probably be just panicking every single day.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing that because I know that there's more out there and I just have to go get it.
One of the things we talk about in Inspire is the meaning-making machine.
Yes.
Right? And how our brain interprets things that happen in life, the meaning that we associate with whatever it is that happens to us.
Yes.
So what would you say the old Tanya, previous Inspire Tanya, would have made being fired mean?
That I was probably, I wasn't worth anything. I couldn't do anything. I'm too old to do anything. There's nothing for me. It just, I definitely wouldn't be smiling today. That's for sure. I probably would be like in my bed, like curled up in a ball and like crying. But every day I wake up and I'm not curled up in a ball.
Mhm.
And I mean, I do have my vulnerable moments, but I know there is a purpose for it.
Yep.
And I know that the universe has a reason for it. And I know that it's because I'm meant to do something else. But without Inspire, I wouldn't have seen it that way.
Mhm.
I would have just seen myself as kind of like a failure. Okay, I didn't succeed. I'm too old to do this. I have all these young people I have to compete with now,
Mhm.
but I don't see it that way anymore.
Yeah, the universe has a funny way of giving you what you need and want on that spiritual level, because we may think we want something out there in the real world,
Right.
but deep down, we may, most of the time, what we want on that deeper spiritual level, a lot of the times it's not in alignment with what we think we want out there in the real world.
Right.
So when I've gotten fired from my TV shows or let go, like when All My Children, my 3-year contract was ending and they killed me off, I thought I was going to be offered another contract. And that phone call from my producer was, "We're killing you off." And what our brains can make those experiences mean, like you just said, for me, it was, I'm not a good enough actor. Did I piss someone off? Did I do something wrong? Should I just give up acting? And when I really took the time to slow down and analyze what it was that I really truly wanted, what I recognized was that what I really wanted, what my dream was, and not that I didn't like working on All My Children or a soap opera, but if I was really being honest with myself, I had always gotten into acting to do movies and to be able to, be in on the red carpet and to do all these like amazing, cool things that I see like Tom Cruise and Matt Damon and Brad Pitt doing. And so what I didn't realize was that when I was showing up at All My Children, I was showing up with the energy of, I don't want to be here, even though I want to be here spiritually and on a deeper level. I know like this has been an amazing experience, but now I'm ready for something different and on a different level.
Right.
And not, again, this is not to take away anything about soap opera or television, but we have experiences in life, and then we get to a certain place where, okay, this has been an amazing experience. Now I'm ready to try something new and different, but it requires us to get out of our comfort zone.
Yes.
Because jobs provide a false sense of security. Because when we really look at it, our jobs could disappear at any minute. And that's
Right.
what I think is freaking a lot of people out right now. And sometimes the universe will be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to just pop you out there and I'm going to force you into going after what you really want to in life. And that can be scary. And that's why I created Inspire, to embrace some of these empowering concepts about your autonomy and tapping into what you are truly capable of doing, because we are all capable of doing magnificent things. And now that you are in this place, Tanya, of wanting to, or recognizing that you are in a positive mindset about finding that next thing, what do you see for yourself moving forward?
Well, first of all, I will say that if it wasn't for Inspire Group, I definitely couldn't do this. Like literally, I would be like dripping with perspiration and hyperventilating and everything like that. So you definitely got me out of my comfort zone with like speaking and everything. So
You're welcome.
that was intense. But honestly, I don't know what I see for myself. And normally that would be a scary thing for me, but it's actually kind of exciting because just have this feeling that it's going to be something entirely different than what I've ever done before. And then, and that's what I need. And that's what I truly want. I just don't know exactly what it is, but I'm not afraid. So, and if it wasn't for Inspire, I'm telling you, I would be freaking out. Literally, I would just be freaking out, but I'm not.
You're not.
So, no, I'm not. And I'm taking Inspire again because it just changed me so much, and I'm always a work in progress. And so, yeah, we're all a work in progress. So, I'm just looking forward to more of that because I need it. It just feels great.
Yeah. I think it's our natural state to be in that place of just being able to be who we really are. And what's great about that place is it opens up this natural curiosity and this space of, like you said, you don't know what the future holds, but as we get older, we crave certainty. Our brains crave the certainty of knowing, well, where's my next job? Where's my next paycheck?
Right.
What is this? Who am I going to be with? Am I going to die alone? What if I die alone? What if I end up on the street? And this is the problem with what our brains do. Our brains need this certainty. And with Inspire, what we do is we create the certainty of adventure. We create the certainty of exploration. We create the certainty of knowing that whatever that you are passionate about, if you just keep playing in that arena, then you don't know what's going to come up, but we know that it's going to be in alignment with whatever is in that energy that you are focusing on and creating.
Right. And it's exciting. I mean, like I said, I should be panicking, but I'm excited to see what's coming.
Yeah.
And my kids can't believe I'm not freaking out too. So they think it's phenomenal.
Awesome.
So I can't thank you enough. Like I wouldn't be here right now. I really wouldn't be who I am right now if it wasn't for you and Inspire and the community that you created. I just cannot thank you enough. If I could reach you the screen and just give you a hug, I would. I'd like literally thank you.
That's so sweet. Thanks, Tanya. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, we can give each other a virtual hug.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, Tanya, and looking forward to having you in the next Inspire.
Me too.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we keep seeming to lose Will, and he pops in and out, so hopefully he'll be able to jump back in here. But for right now, let's go to Cheyenne Lindemuth. How are you, Miss Cheyenne?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was when you first saw my mug jumping on social media being like, hey, I'm Colin Inglesfield. I do this Inspire course. What was your first reaction?
So my first reaction was, I was definitely interested because I'm on the path of self-discovery as well. And that's something it's always been so important to me. And you just had a light to you that kind of just illuminated off the screen. And so when I was thinking about joining Inspire, I had already been part of Patreon for quite some time. And then, so I got to know like your personality and who you are as a coach and stuff like that. And then it was just kind of like a no-brainer because like I've been on this path of self-discovery and had decided that it was really time to get down deep and what I wanted for my future and what I wanted the next couple of years to unfold to be. And then come January, it's just like, okay, it was like a no-brainer. It was just right, you know?
And what was it that you were working on or dealing with that had you say, you know what, this could be the right thing for me right now?
So I knew that I had wanted to start losing weight again. And I knew that I wanted to get my artwork off the ground. I knew I wanted to get my coaching off the ground. And I knew pretty much that I didn't have everything I needed within me alone to do it. I needed that sense of community and I needed that sense of like group of people that could say like, you know, you got this, we're here for you. We can help you get this off the ground. And so I knew I wanted to create some more structure with the help of a community and who was a community of people who wanted to also do the same thing. in their life in whatever way.
And you are a graphic designer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And tell us what else you do and that you're passionate about and that you're looking to create more abundance with.
So I am a intuitive artist. My clairvoyant abilities allow me to channel messages through my artwork. So within my artwork, I channel divinity and like combine the exploration of divine masculine and divine feminine. And I do that within my artwork, and my poetry explores that as well. And what will eventually be my photography and my artwork. My coaching allows me to help people remove everything out of the way that keeps them from that balance of divine masculine and divine feminine polarity within themselves. Before I could do any of this, though, I knew I needed to focus on making myself a healthier person so that I could be there to show up for whoever I coached and whoever, just how I could show up in the world. So
yeah.
Inspire helped me get off the ground my artwork and also my weight loss. And I was able to I've lost 27 pounds so far, and I'm well on my way. It's been amazing. I've been really happy.
And with regards to weight loss, a lot of what weight loss is a self-identity, being connected to a self-identity that reflects what you believe about yourself, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what we talk about Inspire in terms of when you have an idea of wanting to do something, if you don't change your self-identity or your identity, knowing yourself as that person, you may like get enough motivation to lose weight, but then it's the keeping it off and identifying as someone who is healthy or someone who does certain behaviors or habits in your lifestyle that keep the weight off, because there's the mindset of like lottery winners. The statistics are that on average, about 7 years after people win the lottery, no matter how much money they had, they're back to the same type of lifestyle, or they've spent it all, or they are in that same place that they were 7 years prior, based on their self-identity and who they believe themselves to be. So what would you say was that self-identity that changed for you through Inspire that has allowed you to now, having lost the weight, doing your graphic design, and seeing what else is possible for you?
So for me, the extra weight was a manifestation of everything that I had believed that other people had told me that I was. Mm-hmm. And, through realizing that I'm not what anybody else says I am, and I'm exactly who I say I am, I was able to release that and keep it off. Before I would gain 30 pounds, like I would lose 30 and then gain 30 and plus more. And it kept me in that negative spin of like, this must be just who I am and who I'm supposed to be. And then, mm-hmm. Through Inspire, I realized that it really is about how you identify yourself. And, through a lot of journaling and somatic healing, there's a lot of awakening that comes from that. And it's such a powerful thing too, because once you lose it, then you realize you can keep it off. Then you have a new identity because you realize it's not you. It's the way you've been brought up to believe you are,
And who do you believe yourself to be right now?
Somebody so powerful. I mean, man, I just see myself in a completely different light now that I've been through Inspire, because in the beginning it was more that like I knew what I wanted, but I didn't know that I could be it. And now I've realized through all the work that I was really that who I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. The entire time. I just had to dissolve everything that was keeping me from believing that, which is what Inspire helped me with.
Yeah. Awesome. And if anyone is interested in taking a look at some of your amazing art creations, right? Because you do some arts. And what else do you have on your website here?
So I've got artwork originals and prints, and I've got poetry prints up. and soon to come will be photography eventually when I get that going, and my coaching when I get that set up. So yeah.
I will say I'm a fan of hers. I have like 3 pieces of her artwork, and it's phenomenal. She is
All right.
phenomenal. Thank you, Tanya.
Awesome. Well, everyone out there, be sure to check out Cheyenne's website. And Cheyenne, thanks so much for being here and for sharing your light and your authenticity about your journey through Inspire and beyond.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I just love just seeing how all of this actually has real tangible results in people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do love listening to different motivational speakers, and I do love to watch TED Talks and hear about different concepts and things. But unless you're able to apply those belief systems or structures into making tangible results in life, they're just ideas. And that's why with the course, it's awesome to see that people are actually taking the things that I'm putting out there and curating and actually having real results with them. So thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Next, we have Miss Krista. How are you, Krista?
I'm amazing. Thank you. How are you guys?
Excellent, excellent. And like Cheyenne, you are a fellow creative and a fellow artist. You're also a teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about who you are and what your experience has been like with Inspire.
My name is Krista. I am the new founder and creator of Wonderful Curiosity and Smirk, which are 2 companies that create bliss points in your life through authenticity of being a human and the human experience. I'm also a teacher. I teach SEL for elementary school, and I started taking Inspire when I started teaching SEL.
And SEL, what's SEL?
SEL is social emotional learning.
Okay.
Like problem solving and emotion management. It's guidance for students.
Okay. And before doing Inspire, how would you say some of maybe what your limiting mindset beliefs were holding you back in life?
I had a lot of limiting beliefs. I had a lot of limiting beliefs that were, even now, I still have limiting beliefs, but I have the power and the tools to overcome them. Whereas before, I thought there's no possible way that I can create all my dreams. There's not enough time in life to do all that I want to do. But through Inspire, you helped me hyper focus on what it is that I truly want. You helped me go into my core, and instead of like people pleasing and what I want to do, you helped me decide what it is that I want to do, not what it is that I feel like I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to create, I want to explore, I want to set my heart on fire and live a passionate life with one that just has so much creativity.
And you're channeling that creativity into your store now, your online store,
Mm-hmm.
which is Wonderful Curiosity. And tell us a little bit about what you create and what you have to offer on Wonderful Curiosity.
On Wonderful Curiosity, I created that I honestly created it for me to be the biggest version of me so that I could radiate my light. And it's turned out to be this community where everyone is inspired to also radiate their light and feel proud and confident in themselves. So I create flower crowns to empower everyone to feel like the queen and the badass that they are.
Yeah.
I created art with positive intentions and positive messages so that when you see it, you're just like, oh my God, that's what life is about. That is the meaning of life.
Yeah. And these flower crowns, you can order these flower crowns for weddings, for birthdays, for whatever event where you want to feel like a goddess and tap into your superpower of spiritual badass goddessness, right?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. And then you also are doing your Smirk shirts, which is, you have a Smirk shirt on right now, right?
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about Smirk and how that came about.
So Smirk came about on accident. I made this smiley face and it just brought this like good feeling to me because it's an imperfect smile. It's not perfect. It reminds me of the authenticity of being imperfect and the authenticity of human existence and how to just go throughout life in a fun way instead of trying to be regimented and do this a certain way.
Yeah.
So Smirk is just a reminder that find your bliss points, enjoy the parts of your life that you're super grateful for, and remind the people that make you happy what they mean to you.
Mm-hmm. And through going through Inspire, what we identify and we talk about is that third act of creating or writing about what your future looks like. So in Act 1, we write about what our life looks like right now, much like at the beginning of a movie. We write out who the characters are, what they do, and then we go and we write our Act 3, which is what we want the end of our story to look like. And then we go back and write our Act 2, which are all the obstacles and the challenges that are between your Act 1 and your Act 3. What were some of the challenges that were in your Act 2 that you discovered through doing Inspire?
Wanting perfection.
Wanting perfection?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And being so attached to the outcome that I didn't enjoy the moment itself. Like I'd be so stuck in my head about this is how it's supposed to go. This is how I manifested it to be. And then when it was different, it unsettled me and it caused me to not be able to enjoy the moment at all. Mm-hmm. And then I got frustrated afterwards being like, well, where was I? Why wasn't I there? I feel like I totally blanked out and blacked out in my own life. And what is the point of me being here if I'm not existing and doing anything with my life?
And identifying that people pleasing, which is we go through and we identify our values, that how you're people pleasing, we prioritize values like that above pursuing what is our passion or pursuing or doing things like starting your own web store, or now that you're also taking acting classes and showing up every day and learning to be in that present moment. How would you say your people pleasing in the past has gotten in the way of you going after what you really want?
It's definitely gotten in the way because I've put other people's needs before mine. And then like I'm growing up and I'm 32 now. And my past 7 years, I've been a teacher. So I put everybody else's needs before mine. And then I'd come home tired and exhausted and not feeling like I had the energy or the desire to take care of myself in the way that I deserve to. And so now through Inspire and through the community, I'm creating myself and my life to be one where I put myself, my needs first, and just create world-class health, wellness, and passion in my life.
Awesome. Awesome. And what do you see for yourself in this next Act 3 of your life?
I am a multi-million-dollar business owner where my art has completely positively impacted the world in a way that when you feel my art and you see my art, it just reminds you of the beauty of you.
Awesome. Awesome. And again, if anyone would like to check out Krista's online store, Wonderful Curiosity, there it is. I would highly recommend you check out her flower crowns, which are awesome. And you got a lot of pictures from events from people who have ordered your flower crowns. And
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks, Krista, for being here and sharing your authenticity. And you've taken Inspire how many times now?
3 times, and I would have to take it a 4th.
All right. Well, we're starting next Wednesday,
Right.
July 26th, if you want to jump back in.
Absolutely.
All right. Awesome. Because Inspire is like the gym, right? It's like, even though you went to the gym last month or 3 months ago, if you want to continue to have your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual goals top of mind, and to keep creating energy and awareness and structural integrity around all 4 of those pillars, that's where we really start to see results. And no matter how difficult things are to start, once you start creating this momentum in these areas, it becomes a lot easier to stay in that momentum. And that's why after the 6 weeks, when people are like, I don't want this to end. The first couple of weeks, people are like a little shy, a little nervous about sharing. And like Tanya said, she was sweaty and it was the middle of winter. And she said she was like, she was in her car and saying how hot she still was. But by the end, and you can see now, Tanya, like how just how your whole perspective on life has shifted, and just how more grounded you are and how you look at life and yourself.
I feel so much better about everything. I just, and in turn, I'm a better mother as well. So and I'm a better daughter. I'm a better friend. It all trickles down. It's like a domino effect.
Awesome. Well, let's see if we can add Mr. Will Wagner on here. Will, you keep popping in and out. You got ants in your pants, or what's going on?
We seem to be having some internet connections.
Oh, okay. All right.
God love modern technology.
Hopefully you don't get bumped off here before we can hear about who you are and what your story is. Do you mind telling us a little bit about who you are and what you're up to?
I am, let's see.
Ah, no. Well, in the meantime, let's talk about Will behind his back. So Will, I've known now for almost 3 years. He's a chef. He was living in Texas. He was the general manager of a country club. And what I've come to learn about Will and have come to really appreciate about Will is that he is someone who would give you the shirt off of his back, no matter what time of day or whatever need that people have. He is just one of the most kind-hearted and generous people I've ever met in my entire life. He's the true definition of what friend really means. And these are the kinds of people that we have all met through the Inspire course. He's pursuing his love for food and being a chef, being a general manager. And he is also now starting to get out of his comfort zone to create his own online content to talk about supporting people on their health and wellness journeys. Would you guys care to share a little bit about Will and what you know about him? And hopefully he'll jump back on here soon.
He's fierce.
He is fierce.
He is so persistent. He is a guy that wakes up every day and gives it his all.
Yep. And he's there for everybody. So like when I first met him, I barely even knew him, and I could vent to him, and it was like I knew him or he knew me. It was he's just that type of person.
Yeah.
He's the one who actually helped me during the Inspire course, just to kind of guide me to, like both of you, just to kind of change my path to find out my self-worth, because I was venting to him one time and he's like, listen, you need to do this. And it was so straightforward. And I was like, okay. Yeah. So he's one of a kind.
Well, I think he's back here. There he is. Can you hear us, Will?
We're going to try to stay connected.
Okay. Say everything about who you are and what you like about Inspire in like 10 seconds before you get cut off.
Inspire changed my life. It saved my life. This community is everything to me, and I would do anything for anybody in this group. So come join us and do it now. Don't wait. Do something for yourself. If you're sitting on the couch, get up, get up, get up. Yeah.
Get up and do what? What
Get
should
up and
people do?
join Inspire. Get up and do something for yourself. Make yourself feel like you're worth $1 million plus, because you are, and all of you are worth it. And everybody needs to know their self-worth. And take it from me, I didn't know my self-worth 3 years ago, but I do know it today. And trust me when I tell you, don't get in my way, because I'm a force to be reckoned with. And like I said, like all of these beautiful people said, I will do anything for anybody. And just help yourself. You got to help yourself first. Because Colin can teach you anything you want to know about all of this, but you got to do the work.
Yeah. And it's not always easy. And that's why it's great to have a supportive community through this process of doing some of this introspective work. One of the exercises we do is have you stand in front of a mirror, looking at yourself completely in your birthday suit, right? And we start to see how we react with these types of exercises that I have everyone do. And a lot of this is designed to have you look at life and yourself from a different perspective. Because when we get stuck into a way of looking at life or a certain way of doing things, we tend to miss out on so many amazing, incredible things that are right in front of our face. But when we are not tuned in to the awareness of possibility, discovery, passion, what we want to be world class in the world at, because of these simple mindset limiting beliefs about not being good enough and who am I to think that I could ever write a book or start a business. These are only 5 people of the hundreds that have gone through Inspire who have chatted a little bit about what they have gotten out of this crazy little 6-week program. And there Will goes again. Adios, amigo. And I'm just so happy that this is what it's turned into, because this is what I've always wanted it to be. I remember 10 years ago, 15 years ago, just looking at videos of like Tony Robbins being up in front of the stage and the profound effect that he had on people's lives. And I just thought that was one of the most powerful and beautiful and most authentic things, where you can actually help people see what's great about themselves. And that's what this is all about. I'm not a psychologist. I have taken a lot of courses, and I'm very curious about life and curating the things that have helped me with my life. And I just share them in this community. And through the process of just allowing people to have a safe space to express who they are, talk about what it is that they are up to in life, it allows us to tap into our natural, intuitive courage, strength, inspiration. And that's where it really comes from, your own internal source. And this is a place where you can connect to that and also meet some incredible people along the way. And I think Will might be jumping back in here as we are about to wrap up and say goodbye. So just really quickly, I could hear just from each one of you again, just to have a little wrap up and maybe share a reason why you would encourage someone else out there to jump into Inspire. What would you say, Krista?
I would say jump into Inspire because it is a gift that you give to yourself. It is showing up for yourself and creating the blueprint of the life that you know you deserve.
Awesome. Love it. Will, what would you say to someone who is thinking about taking Inspire?
Stop thinking about it and just do it. What else? Where else can you get motivated to be your best version of your life. It's time.
Awesome. Erin, what would you say?
I would say, do not put your dreams on the shelf.
Oh,
Just jump in, because those dreams that are all within us, don't hide them. They're within you. And through this community, through the coaching, through the friendships you gain, you will just get so much support and love and light that, those dreams within you, they come out and they become reality. And as to Will's point, just do it. Don't waste your dreams. Make them come true. And they will come true. When you put in the work and you're speaking to the community, yes,
they come true.
Yes. That's right. Woo-hoo.
Yeah. And be sure to go to Amazon and buy Erin's book.
Amazon.com. Yes. Thank you, Colin.
You're welcome. Cheyenne, what would you say?
Oh, man. I would say that I know there are people watching this right now who are just waiting to jump in and do it. I can feel it. And I will say that if you are at all questioning, there's absolutely nothing to question. Your soul's already answering what you're ready to do, and you just got to take the move. That inner child that we all have inside of us that is ready to explore and expand and take on the world with everything that we have in our heart is inside of you. And it's important to do that, because everything in your reality is a reflection of what you think inside. And Inspire is top notch for the chance to understand what that is. So just do it. Get ready. I mean, it's so powerful. And yeah, just do it.
Awesome. Thanks, Cheyenne.
Yep.
And Tanya, what would you say, my dear?
I would just say you can't make a mistake by taking it. It just makes you it makes you a better person. It makes you see life differently. There's nothing negative. Even when you're, sitting in front of these people, this community that you don't know, and you're completely breaking down and you're vulnerable, it's utterly the best experience ever, because it connects you to so many different people. And it's just I can't swear on here, but it's effing amazing. Because seriously, it was the best thing I've ever done for myself. And I don't do a lot of things for myself because, I have children, but and I would do this over and over and over, because it's only made me a better person for not only myself, but for everybody. It's gotten me out of my comfort zones, even in the tiniest way. I've just, like I said to you, Colin, I used to walk down the grocery store aisles with my head down, and I just didn't want to acknowledge or be acknowledged. And I don't do that anymore. And it's effing amazing. And it feels great. And that's just going to the grocery store. I mean, you're kicking yourself if you don't sign up. Seriously. It's effing phenomenal. I love it. And I can't wait for it to start again.
Yeah. So. Thanks, Tanya. And thanks everyone else for being here. And thanks, Will, wherever you are in cyberspace. I will see you guys all very soon, and have a lovely rest of your night.
Thanks, Colin. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Colin.
All right, everyone. What an amazing testimonial show about the great things that all these awesome people have been able to accomplish and manifest and create. And again, if you are interested in having some of this for yourself, we are starting Inspire next Wednesday, July 26th. This Thursday, I'm actually going to be doing another webinar this Thursday, the 13th. I'm going to be doing a webinar to chat a little bit about Inspire and what this 6 weeks is all about. I have a link on my Instagram bio that you can click on to register for that webinar. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And this will be an opportunity for you also to ask some questions about Inspire. It's going to be on Zoom. So this will be an interactive hour of, I'm going to be sharing with you a presentation that I put together that talks about the distinctions that we cover in Inspire. One of those that we touched on tonight was honoring yourself. And it may sound like a simple concept about doing things for yourself that fill you up spiritually, emotionally, physically, and mentally. But this is where you have access to being able to be out there and be there for other people the way that you want to be. And we've got to take care of ourselves. We've got to make sure that we are filling ourselves up with the things that we love, that we are passionate about, that make us feel alive, because we do no one any good showing up, doing things for other people out of obligation or feeling like we have to do it because we want to people please. And these are some of the concepts we are going to be touching on. Another concept is the meaning-making machine, the triune brain. We have 3 parts of our brain: the monkey brain, the reptilian brain, and the evolved human brain. I'm going to be talking about the hero's journey roadmap. And I'm going to be showing you this. It's a great little roadmap to see where we are in life with regards to when we venture out of our comfort zone, where we pass that threshold of no return, crossing the Rubicon. And then as we continue along our journey, our mentors and our teachers show up. And this may be an opportunity for you to have an experience where a different set of perspectives or a different way of looking at life and yourself is presented to you, where you can then take these tools and these strategies that I'm going to be sharing with you, for you then to be able to apply them to your own life to accomplish whatever it is that you are wanting to accomplish in your life, whatever it is that you want to create more alignment with, whether that's creating more of a feeling of relationship, becoming a better communicator. We essentially cover all aspects of what it means to be a human being. Again, the 4 pillars: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And each week I assign a different movie that corresponds to the theme of whatever it is that we are talking about. So if you like watching movies, if you like talking about film, a great thing that I love about movie making and storytelling is, what is the theme that that story is conveying? And we take these themes and we apply them to what it is that we are doing in our lives. And through this 6 weeks, what's different about this hero's journey is we are also going to be working on your own personal branding style guide, where this is essentially your own magazine, your own branding. And whether you know it or not, we all are a brand in this world. We are a brand. And if you don't know what your brand is, if you don't know what your mission statement is, if you don't know what your vision statement is, if you don't know the imagery and the goals and the value system that you operate from, you are going to get swayed by other people's opinions, and you're going to get swayed by other people's requests. You're going to get swayed by the status quo. You're going to get swayed by the amount of money that your employer says that this is what you deserve, where you're going to start tapping into more intuitively what you know in your heart and in your spirit you desire and that you want to create in life, to be able to then manifest more energy and more abundance and resonate with the energy of whatever it is required to attract more of that into your life. And the more that we can start playing in this world, as my favorite poet, philosopher Rumi says, out beyond the ideas of right doing and wrong doing, there is a field, and I will meet you there. It's one of my favorite quotes. And to me, that's what Inspire is. It's this field of not being right. There's no wrong. There's just what is resonating with you in your heart, what you are passionate about. It's abundance, it's love. And I'm telling you, the world needs more of this. And this isn't just some woo-woo course where we're going to be talking about like positive thinking and positive talk. This is a real course where you are going to get, again, rubber on the road with how you think about certain things in your life. We talk about relationships. We talk about career. We talk about our personal belief systems, about who we are. We talk about physically, as you heard Cheyenne talk about, we talk about what it means to have a self-identity that is able to lose the weight and keep it off. We talk about mindset belief systems, about what it takes to actually be able to communicate effectively with your partner, whether that's a romantic relationship or business partner, where you feel like people actually see you and hear you for who you really are. And whether we know it or not, our communication is contingent on more than just what you say. It's contingent on how you show up and the way in which you communicate. That conveys and communicates more about who you are and what you desire than actually what comes out of your mouth. And so the more that we can get proficient and create a mastery around these concepts and these belief systems, the more leverage you are going to have to be able to attract and create and manifest the relationship of your dreams, the job of your dreams. And if you don't see it, and if it's not around, you can create it. That's the amazing thing about all of this. The universe is your menu of whatever you want to create, and Inspire is the opportunity for you to start focusing on whatever it is that you want to create and then actually making it a reality. So again, this Thursday, I'm doing a webinar. You can register for it by going to my Instagram link. And next Wednesday, we're going to be starting, the train's going to be leaving the station, and would love for you guys to join us. I'm saving 30 spots for this next Inspire course. We can't do any more than that because it just gets to be too big. And I want to make sure that we're providing a place for us to all to be able to share what it is that we want to talk about and not feel like anyone is getting lost in the shuffle of all of this, because this is some really powerful stuff. And I just want to make sure that it lands for everyone in the most positive and most productive place. So that's it, ladies and gents. Thanks for being on Coffee with Colin for this start of season 6. Episode 1, I interviewed Ryan Finney. He's a race car driver. That was a pre-recorded episode. And I'm actually going to be doing another couple of episodes coming up here soon. I've got our next live episode scheduled for this Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time and 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be interviewing an author, and he's a doctor of chiropractic. He wrote a book called Awakening the Mystics. His name is Dr. Matt Kreinheder. I'm totally butchering his name right now, but he's someone who I met through my mastermind group, and I'm a part of a mastermind group through a woman named Catherine Port, and I'm creating a project that I'm super inspired about, and something that I've been working on for quite a while to get to this place where it's to be able to level up and take their skill sets to the next level. So a lot of super amazing, inspiring things coming up. And if you're interested in turning your idea or your inspiration into an actual reality, again, Inspire is a great place to actually start turning all of this into something that the world needs to see more of. So that being said, have a great night, ladies and gents. Good to see you all again. And I'll catch you all on the next episode of Coffee with Colin really soon. Take care.